Welcome back to your podcast. We're your hosts.
I'm Beth Ann.
And I'm Kaylee.
And we're just kidding. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Beth Ann. And we're so glad you're here. When we said morning, Tootie propped his head up.
Tootie knows it's a good morning.
Tootie's been off his rocker.
Okay. Tootie is a seasoned vet out here. 5 años. And it's funny because he's picking up things in his middle-aged years, where he used to never venture outdoors. Like, he was wherever Moomsy was.
He was a good Mr. Pootie. He still is.
Still is
A
a
good
good Mr. Pootie.
But what did he do this morning?
This morning, he, muzzled his way out of the front door.
He was a runner.
And I literally did not know where Pootie went. And the door was only open for 0.5.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm walking around, I'm going, Minner Pootie, trying to find him. I'm knocking on the door. That's one sure way. If Pootie doesn't want to get out of the bed and I'm not going to go fetch him from upstairs or something, I just knock on the wall. Mm-hmm. He's coming. He's
for
a running.
Sure.
He wasn't.
He's a protector.
I was nervous. I don't know where he went. I opened the front door. I'm like, Minner Pootie? There he was.
But
Out
where?
I don't know where he went. I feel like he just went to TT in the bushes and checked the neighbors out. I don't know, but it scared me.
It gave you a
so
fright.
bad. It did. It scared me so bad.
We grew up
so
with
much,
a Bichon Frise. He's perfect. Actually, if you're watching on YouTube, then you can see. Let me clear on my notifications for y'all this morning.
He's your lock screen forever and always.
He's my lock screen forever and always. Anytime I lay my phone face up, people are like, who's that guy? And I'm like, oh, that's my dad. And the other one, my dog. He passed a couple years ago, but he was perfect. His name was Rambo. He was a Bichon Frise. He was literally Fiona. He looked just like Fiona, but he was white. And I think that I would do
too.
No, she's pooped too.
She's pooped from that hip work.
Fiona.
From that
Fiona's been humping on him, y'all. And Fiona
She's been having a feeling.
Well, that's what our mother said whenever we were all in the basement gathered one evening. She was humping and Mom goes, she's having a feeling. So now that's what we call it, Fiona having a feeling.
It's something.
Tell you what. I tried to get her fixed. So I didn't want to get her fixed first thing. I wanted her to have her first period and I wanted that to be like a moment.
To experience womanhood?
I did.
Also, I think the vet maybe advised one period.
That was mainly what happened.
Scheduled the next appointment. We're like, okay, so after the periunky, we'll do the fixing.
And he said you wait 3 months. So we did. We waited 3 months, and she started again her next period 2 days before her appointment. It was crazy business. So she's now scheduled to get fixed on, and it's not getting fixed. That's what our vet told us. She was like, why are you saying get fixed? She's getting neutered. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. There's nothing wrong with her. Might be. So they just call it that. But she's getting neutered on
Dr. Bates
May.
is such a king.
Dr. Bates is such a king. He's always giving me a hard time. And I'm like, okay, you're joking.
Yeah.
I
know,
May
May 13th
stuff,
and I'm like,
I've been trying to.
Okay, laugh.
Oh, I know.
When just being funny.
When he doesn't giggle. His mind is busy. He's often done surgery that morning.
He's brilliant,
and
he
he's
really does
taking
have a
his
great
job
personality
seriously.
and so fun. He's a safe place. So I do want to set a precedent for this ep because I, amidst my editing last week from the last ep, have to call myself out on a few things.
Okay.
And feel free to also group yourself into this, but I'm not. I just was saying.
Well, you're the one who's been interrupting me today and talking over me and talking while I'm talking.
That's not even what I was saying.
You just did it again.
That's not even one of the things I was going to address.
Okay.
It was Like. We need to strike it from our vocab.
We have to give it up.
We have to strike it from our vocab. So I'm not even going to say it. I'm just, the word. It's Like.
Like. I feel like that only comes into play when
you're saying what someone said. They were, instead of they said, or then they were.
I know. But also when our brain gets a little discombobulated and it goes out.
We tend to add in Like. Too much.
And Gaga, our grandfather, Gaga, are you listening? We were trying to help you figure out how to get the EPS yesterday at Easter, but I don't know if you. Anyway, if you are, you did try to knock Like from our vocab as soon as it started becoming a thing, and like early, was it middle school? You think it was like Like.
Whenever we figured it out,
it was just always giving Valley Girl. It was always giving uneducated and
like use your words.
How about just use your words? Why does it have to be like use your words?
I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Okay, we have got to be the Like police.
We are.
That's the name of this app. Like police.
Like police. Look out. We're coming. We were called the poop police when we were 2 years old in preschool or like daycare or like what was, I'm doing it. Okay. Backspace. Bethan and I wore the poop police when we were
police.
I would say toddlers. Like
we were so young. I mean, we were wearing diapers.
Perhaps 3 or 4. Anyway, and we would go around the room and we would sniff people out.
Yeah, we would.
And we would call them out for being stinky.
Because we were the poop.
We were the poop police.
We're like, no, like they have a dirty. But what did we do when we had a dirty? We just didn't.
I'm like, I probably changed yours and you probably changed mine.
I can't even imagine.
We were so beyond our years. Always.
Wait, what
Not
about
me calling us wise? It just truly, like, I never felt my age.
Whenever we would babysit and the mom would be like, oh, I think they just had a poopy, and then leave. It's like, well, then you might want to fix that before you leave. But it was always like, oh, do you mind? It's like, I do.
Joe?
I do.
I loved babysitting with you because I knew that you could always hold my shirt, like the back of my shirt, so that I wouldn't have to go fetch a chip clip or something. Because if you weren't with me, I would have to go fetch a chip clip to put over my nose. I mean, it was just so.
I know.
Another thing.
What?
And honestly, this could be part of our segment. We've started a new segment here at Your Podcast. I think it's so necessary. It's called Say It With Your Chest. And Bethan and I are each gonna have 2 minutes to rant about something that's been on our hearts and our minds. And it could be something that happened that week. It could be something that we're thinking about, whatever, but say it with your chest. This is not my say it with my chest, but let me say,
Do it.
when children get to the age, maybe just they're saying words like mama or no, they also should be able to tell you when they have to go potty, and you can sit them on the potty. Because I would change diapers of these children who, maybe they were 2 years old, but they would literally look up at me and say, ew. Or like, pew, because they knew it was stinky. How about your next word needs to be potty? Potty? I'll go sit you on the pot. You know it stinky. You know mama, you know papa, and you know how to sign language more. Tell me you need to go sit on the pot. I've always felt so passionately about that. Like me with my shirt and a chip clip over my nose, changing your dinky diaper, and you're also telling me, I know it's dinky. And we wouldn't be in this sitch if you would have just told me to go sit you on the pot. What?
I'm gonna pee my pants.
Oh, as long as you can say that, you can run to the toilet and do that.
Kaylee,
I can't.
I'm crying. What do you think?
Oh, I know I'm not a parent. I just feel like when I am, it's going to be one of my goals. First word,
I feel like I have
mama.
Botox
Second
migraine.
Word, potty.
Okay. I just gave myself Botox migraine from giggling so hard at you.
Oh, goodness.
But
one of those.
If potty would be sign language, like what would you prefer that it be? Like a child look at you and do what? Like when they need to go sit on the potty?
Honestly, maybe just squat. Squat and go, look up at me with desperation. Potty. Squatting is the natural way. I don't know if you've ever been
But if
desperate
they're
enough to
already
go
squatting
outside.
and they have to go, things might
Start moving. Like start moving and groove on. What do you think the sign language should be for potty? Well, I'm sure there is an actual sign.
flush.
Okay, just finger up and down. Let me ask ChatGPT. What is sign language for I need to go to the bathroom? Because this could really be something. American Sign Language, the phrase I need to go to the bathroom can be like this. Okay, point to yourself. Make the letter T shape. A fist with your thumb sticking between your index and middle finger. Like you're making a thumbs up. Then tuck the thumb under the fingers a bit. Shake the tea, hand shape side to side. This means back and return. Wait, this looks like wind it up. I got to go. I got. Okay, so like close enough. So like
close enough.
One shake, I have to pee. 2. No, I'm peeing. Kaylee, I'm peeing. Oh gosh, I really hope that we're like doing that correctly. Well, looking a little urgent or raising your eyebrows, and it gets the message across quickly. Okay, so here we go.
Breathe.
I have to breathe. I'm gonna do the sign language you interpret. If you're not watching on YouTube, I hate this for you.
No, Kaylee, I should have before this started. I'm about to.
Okay, this is my sign language. Ready?
Yeah.
What do I have to do?
You have to pee.
What about now?
You have to move.
I'm about to go. Wait, what about now? It's liquid.
Tootie, no bar.
Okay. I'm freaking out.
I love that we figured that out today on Your Podcast.
I will never go back. Great segue into the segment that I just introduced. Say it with your chest.
Yes. What is your say it with your chest to DM?
I literally took notes this week because I was so irritated. My Instagram story heard from me.
Irritation station.
I was shipping something off. If you don't know, I do weekly giveaways on my Instagram stories, Kaylee_Bryce. And each week it could be a huge PR box. This week it was $100 cash. It could be gift cards to 5 different people, whatever. Some of my favorite products that I just purchase from the website and send to your house.
Whatever. Are you just mailing like $100 bill today?
No, I'm using one of the like money services, like Venmo.
Oh, here we go.
Well, anyway, I head up to USPS to ship out a box of PR to last week's winner of the giveaway. And I was going to Planet Fitness, the new home gym. And I knew that there was a USPS directly next door. And I will say I've never stepped into a USPS, only UPS or FedEx.
Could have told ya.
UPS could not make my life easier.
They're wonderful.
I worship the ground they walk on.
So do I.
I love UPS employees. The one that works at Alps and over here on the east side.
Long ponytail.
Long hair. He was made to be a UPS. This was his gift from God, is to be a UPS employee. Customer service. He's on top of it.
On top.
When I feel like I could walk in there with my hands tied and my head between my legs, and they'd be like, "Wait, don't worry." They make things so easy for me. I don't have to do anything.
I know, Kaylee.
Amazon returns. Okay.
What did USPS do? Or what didn't they do?
Better quest.
Okay.
I walk in with my box, and I was nervy, I'm going to say, and I was intimidated because it was only elderly people walking in there, and I kind of started to get the feel of like, okay, this is what they know and love, and they probably know something that I don't.
My first experience at USPS, I got the door shut on me, not in front of me. On me.
They're rude.
Rude
doesn't even begin to sum it up. I had no idea really where to start, but I wanted to brave the storm. I'm like, Kaylee, you're 24 years old. You can learn USPS.
That's right.
Let's just do it. Let's just do it. And so I walk in. This wonderful lady is talking to me. She thinks that I have carrying a big white box, and she thought there was a cake inside. She goes, "Oh, this is reminding me of a cake, and it's my grandson's 12th birthday today." I'm like, no, it ain't a cake in here, but you need to go to Nothing But Cakes. Anyway, we had a great conversation. It was so funny.
Obsessed.
We were vibing, twin. And I could tell that one of the cashiers was like not loving our vibes.
Of course.
Like, we were having too much fun. She was just so miserable.
Got to be miserable, USPS.
Because she signed up to work there. Now she's just mad that we're there, right?
100%.
Well, anyway, go up to her and I'm like, "Hey, I honestly have not ever shipped from USPS. I just need to send this to a new address." She goes, "Okay, just like that in that box." I'm like, "Oh, no, I was thinking I'd dump it all out and put it in a Ziploc." I mean, it's just so rude.
Yeah, she's so rude.
I was like, yeah, in this box.
This one right here that I've prepared.
Okay, you can, I'm going to let you step away and get yourself together. And I said, what? She goes, yeah, you're going to have to tape it up and get it. Honestly, I started tuning her out. She said other things, and I literally was like blacking out because I could not. She was so rude. You just had to have heard the tone.
Oh, I know, and I believe you. I have experienced it.
She's looking at me like I'm stupid. I just told you I've never done this before. You don't want to help?
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
So I look behind me. There's some kind of tape. She's like, this is for priority.
Babe, she
and this
gets
is
paid hourly. She's getting the same thing whether she helps you or not.
I said, okay. So that's when I texted you and I said, call me. And I knew that you were like, you probably read that text thinking, okay, I'll just call her whenever it's convenient. So then I texted you again, call me right now. It's an emergency.
Yeah.
Because I needed a reason to leave. So I had an incoming call and I immediately picked up my box. And I was like, yes. Okay, I'll head there right now. Okay, I'm sorry. And just fled out of there. It was horrendous. I will never be back no matter what.
They also, I was looking up their P.O. box, the differences between P.O. box with USPS and UPS.
Well, I looked at ChatGPT and they told me that you don't get it. You can't do a P.O. box at UPS. Or maybe you can't mail to a. It says only USPS delivers to P.O. boxes. Oh, I guess we don't really care about that.
I don't think that that's a true statement. Just hold your horses.
It says UPS does not deliver to P.O. boxes.
Well, you can have a P.O. box though, like with UPS.
Okay.
I looked it up.
I hope so.
Yes, no, because USPS.
I will be back to USPS.
USPS only takes USPS. USPS only deals with USPS, so you can't do like FedEx or literally anything else, whatever the other ones are.
Okay.
My experience there, like the door shut on me, and then she never offered me like a pair of scissors. Like I very clearly needed a pair of scissors to go with my tape.
BYOS.
No, like you better BYOS to USPS. So mine is very similar because it is kind of in like the customer service industry. It's in the restaurant industry, but it's the same vibe. It's people that are like so mad to be doing their job.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest, Kava. When I walk into Kava and I want to place my order and I want to get a bowl to go, if I want to dine in, if I want to get a bowl to go, say hello to me and ask me what I would like. I walk in and you stand there and you look at me.
With a straight face.
Now we're having a staring contest with a 2-mile long line behind me. Now what?
Yeah.
It's rude, crude, and socially
Socially
unacceptable. Like, what went through your mind when you filled out the application? You know what I mean?
You're in the business of ruining everyone's day.
Not to mention.
And we aren't in the business of bashing Kava. I know we kind of went on a rant where they forgot everything on your DoorDash order. It's just.
No, I can bash Kava when they deserve it.
Maybe
I'll bash
get a
anyone
reality.
when they deserve it.
They need a reality check.
Yeah, and it's so many of the employees there just hate their lives at Kava. I don't want to say their lives because they might not hate like the entirety of it, but like they definitely hate their lives at Kava. 100%. And I'm like, wait, but this is like so healthy. This is so bright. This is so fun. This is such a great place to be. Chirp it up. And I'm walking in with such a smile on my face. She's like, hey, what can I get for you? That's actually all I'm asking. It doesn't have to be any more than that.
Hey, welcome to Kava.
Hey, welcome to Kava. Like, be proud of where you're at. Like, do you want my business? Do you want my tip? Do you want my tip? Because a 20% tip on 2 Kava bowls is $35.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Right. So, anyway, but people, maybe after yesterday when they were reminded of Jesus being risen, we're recording Your Pood on a Monday, the day after Easter. Maybe they were reminded of like what he did, and they'll just carry his cross with them more, you think?
I hope so. Sometimes you just have to be reminded of like what Pastor Carlos said yesterday. He's like, sometimes you forget the weight of everything. And the TikTok trend going around right now, you forget this is the whole point.
Of course.
The beauty of having a job and making money is to provide and have a happy life and like get things for yourself. And it's just, I don't know. People are missing the whole point of having a job.
Of course. And what that's supposed to do for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the flicks and feels this week really did something to me, Miss Kaylee.
It really did something to me. And for everyone that suggested, because it was more than one person, period.
If you're new here to Your Podcast, we have a segment called Flicks and Feels. It's where we suggest, well, really y'all write in. Y'all email us and give us suggestions on movies you love. Maybe you haven't seen them and you just want to watch it all together. We choose, we pick. This week
we watch it that week and we discuss it the next week on Your Podcast. This week we watched The Peanut Butter Falcon on Netflix. It was a heartthrob,
precious,
to say the least.
Precious.
I didn't know where it was going at the beginning. I'm thinking, how is this
Peanut Butter Falcon?
Oh, well, that I knew it would be like a quirky title. It's kind of just how we like to have quirky titles for episodes.
So, what was your favorite part
Okay.
of the movie?
My favorite part was probably, now I'm going to cry.
Don't.
Okay.
Are you PMSing?
Yes.
Really?
I'm like 3 days out. So
you have a storm coming.
I know it.
I'm done with mine. I'm feeling
Zach.
large. I'm in my, what phase am I in when you're feeling so?
I don't know. It's the good one. Is it luteal?
No, luteal's the worst one.
I think luteal's the worst one. I always have to ask ChatGPT.
Luteal's
What's
worst
the
one.
best part of a
I'm in my
woman's
follicular.
cycle
I think it's follicular.
the week after the period? Love this question because, yes, there's actually the best phase for a lot of women. Follicular.
is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It starts the day your period ends. I know that's right. And lasts until ovulation. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
so when Zach, this was toward the end of the movie, he was in the boxing ring.
Mm-hmm.
And no, you're not invited to my birthday party.
I'm just gonna, next time someone does me wrong in any way, even if it's not
Literally,
deep,
Tyler was
I'm
like,
gonna-
think of the meanest thing you can say to them. You're not invited to my birthday party.
Like, that's my response to you. Like, that's your punishment.
But that wasn't even my favorite part.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe it ranks in the same line as when the saltwater redneck
Okay.
came running around the corner.
He was cute.
He was right. And his car to go and pick them up, to pick up Zach and Tyler and what was her name?
I don't remember.
Anyway,
They didn't give a big
and
emphasis on her.
I'm sure like they did, but and Zach was hopping in the car and he goes, "Can my family come with me?"
Yep.
And
You cried.
like that's his family.
It is. Tell
Tell me that wasn't based on a true story because I won't be okay knowing that someone gave him up.
Are you going back to chat and
All right,
asking?
chat.
Because I don't know the answer.
Is Peanut Butter Falcon on Netflix based on a true story? It's like it would have said that. Isn't directly based on a true story, but it was inspired by real life in a really sweet way.
Okay. That's enough for me. Well, he did great.
So Zach, the actor, told the directors that he wanted to be a movie star. The directors loved his spirit and friendship so much that they built a story around him, creating the character Zach, a young man with Down syndrome who runs away from a care home to chase dreams of becoming a professional wrestler.
I wondered how Zach got involved in the acting
Me too.
sphere.
Zach, you killed it. Absolutely killed.
Where is Zach? I need more on Zach.
I want to go hang out with him bad. I think he's in Florida last time I checked.
Is he?
It's where they ended the movie off. They just passed the
Florida
sign.
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you call that, the state line.
The state line. The Florida
the Sunshine
sign.
State. So
Yeah.
this week, another Netflix pick. We are going to watch To the Bone with Lily Collins. And I do want to put a trigger warning out there. It's based on her journey with anorexia. And she is in different support groups. So I imagine maybe other people with eating disorders, just other things that they're going through. But it has amazing reviews. And I think there's just different things we could all take from it.
I'm interested.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And so, To the Bone on Netflix with Lily Collins.
Perfect.
I think we have some Brice advice to give.
I would say so, Miss Kaylee.
Start us off.
Okay. Here we go.
If you're new to your podcast, we have an advice segment, Brice Advice, where you guys can write in anything you need advice on, relationships, friendships, work, school, whatever it is. Write into us at yourpudcast@gmail.com. We pick 2 to 3 to 4 each week. We do our best to help you guys out.
We do. So here we go. Buckle up. She says she's going to try to make it long story short, and I'm going to work on my reading.
It's always the
aloud.
longest story of all. Take a deep breath, maybe.
Okay, give me just a minute.
Ma.
I always feel better When I was 17, my parents got a divorce. Okay, let's start with the beginning of this story. Sorry. Being the only girl in a family full of boys, my mom and I were very close growing up. We've always had the best relationship, even in my adult life. When I was 17, my parents got a divorce. I grew up in a very small town where everyone knew each other, so the word got around quick. Rumors started circulating that the reason my parents got divorced was because my mom was having an affair with a well-known man in my small town. I obviously knew it was a horrible made-up lie, so I defended my mom for years. There was absolutely no way that this was happening. There were multiple instances where I sat down with my mom and begged her to tell me if anything was going on. She always denied it, and I always believed her, of course. Fast forward 7 years, I'm 23 now. I've forgotten about the whole thing like it was some little high school drama. A few months ago, my mom married the same man she denied having an affair with for the last 7 years. I had no idea anything was going on. She sold her house, moved 3 hours away, and married this man without saying a word to my brothers and I. We found out through Facebook. As you can imagine, I'm absolutely heartbroken that she would lie to me for all these years and then not say a word to me about moving away and getting married. I mean, we spoke to each other daily, so she had many opportunities to tell me. I don't think it's fair to my brothers or myself that we didn't even get an explanation. She just expects us to be okay with it. I've obviously kept my distance from my mom to navigate my feelings about this whole situation. I'm angry and hurt. She continues to text me like nothing's wrong, saying things like, I can't believe after all the love I've poured into you throughout the years, you can just shut me out like this. Not a single apology or acknowledgement of how this has made me feel. There are so much more details that go into it, but we'd be here for days. I've prayed so much about it. I know the right thing to do is to forgive her, and I have. I just feel absolutely gutted that this is the real reason she wanted a divorce and why our family was torn apart. I just don't see myself ever getting to the point of being around her new family. I can't wrap my head around it. What would y'all do in my situation?
Ooh. My dearest condolences, like truly, because I cannot imagine that. We do have a dear friend in a very similar situation, so that is shocking and disappointing that moms are out here acting this way.
Correct.
When you become a mother and have children, those are the most important things ever in your life. Those are
Point blank
you.
Period.
So you protect them with your life. You do everything in your power to support them and love them. And it's looking like that is not her top concern
anymore. I think that it probably was. I think that, totally going on a limb here, but it just really seems like because y'all have had such a great relationship that you and your brothers were totally like taken care of. Y'all had an awesome family. It was nothing raised eyebrows, before now. But I also think people's priorities change. Parents are really just us a few years from now. You know what I mean? So this is what I think. Good for you for forgiving her. You literally said, I know the right thing to do is forgive her, and I have. But there is a difference between forgiveness and reconciliation. Reconciliation, similar to what the Lord did for us, Jesus dying on the cross for our sins, that takes us also repenting, asking for forgiveness, doing wrong. Obviously, we are sinners by nature, but we try, to turn from those things and to repent whenever we do sin against God. And it's a two-way street, okay?
We have to acknowledge our wrongs.
Absolutely. And take accountability and responsibility. That's reconciliation. It takes two to tango with reconciliation. Forgiveness, I can forgive her in my heart if she never has to accept that forgiveness or even know that I forgive her. It's not a two-way street. It doesn't take two to tango. You're just choosing to forgive her. But you do not have to reconcile that relationship. I know this is your mother, but you must take into account, what she's done. I mean, she did not think about y'all in any way. If she did, she's now gaslighting you. Do not see what I've done for you all these years. Do not see how much I've loved you and taken care of you. Like, that is complete narcissistic behavior. That is gaslighting. And you almost have to remove the relationship, the mother-daughter relationship, and just look at it as a person that's doing this, while it hurts more and it's so much more unbelievable that this is your mother. It's almost like a mother wouldn't do that. So, you know, like while she's like your biological birth giver, like this is not a motherly action, like a motherly thing to do to you and your brothers. That's just how
it's not very maternal.
That's
behavior.
just how I see it, because while it was wrong to have an affair, she is a human. She does make mistakes. She could always just acknowledge that was wrong. Even if your parents still did end up getting a divorce, it could still be like, I messed up. But she never took accountability for any of that. She lied about it. She's been living a lie for years and years and years and years.
I think she has to come to terms with everything on her own. If you've tried already so many times sitting her down, trying to get the truth from her, and you've defended her and you've tried to make this relationship work, and then you find out on Facebook that she married. If she was really attempting to have this better relationship with you, maybe she would have even, this is so bad too, but if y'all weren't talking any other way, texted you, hey, I'm getting married.
Yeah.
To so-and-so.
This is
and not
thing.
you finding out on Facebook.
Lying isn't bothering her. Lying hasn't bothered her for 7 years. She's not worried about telling you the truth. That's how I see it. By no means does she ever care to give you or anyone the truth. Like, she's been okay with lying. She's been sitting with it. She's been living it. Like, life is good for her. And now she just wants y'all to come around to what she's done. But like, what she's done is hurtful. And while it wasn't right, beyond it not being right, it's hard. Like, I'm thinking about how, you know, all sins are equal. Like, you know, what she's done isn't any worse than what any of us have done. But getting y'all's feelings involved and like trying to gaslight you into thinking that you not coming around is wrong. Like, she's wrong for that. You know what I mean? And I think it's okay to explain that and like spell it out. Like, Mom, do you not see? Like, truly, I feel like that's what our parents, when they were disciplining us as children, like, how do you not see what you just did is wrong? It's like that simple. Like, all right, so we're just going to sit here and act like you lying for 7 years and marrying a man that you denied having an affair with and not telling us you were getting married and us finding out on Facebook. That's not weird. Not at all.
That's normal?
That's just totally, you're good with that?
Absolutely pose the question to her just like that.
Just
I don't
ask
want
her.
you to give up on a relationship with your mom.
Yeah.
Of course, if she doesn't receive any of that well, you can only do what you can do.
But I would just love to hear her answer of like, do you think that that is weird, or do you think that that is a little out of the box? Do you think that that is wrong in any way? Like, how do you actually feel about what you've done? I would just
what
want to
if
know.
I went and got married and you found out on Facebook?
Yeah. Like, reverse.
I found out on my timeline that my mom got married.
Mm-hmm. How would you feel if me or my brothers just went and got married and we didn't tell you and you just saw it on Facebook? How would you feel? Like, just tell me how you would feel. I just want to know.
I'm Facebook friends with Uber drivers I met 10 years ago.
Correct.
And they're finding out at the same time.
Correct.
Okay.
So
that's
to answer your question of what would y'all do in your situation, while I can't even imagine, like, I don't think I would be acting very Christ-like. I would be asking questions like, okay, let's start over here. Let's disregard all these conversations we've had where you just lied straight to my face. And
if
just
you
want to
have a relation, this would be me going over to her new house with her husband, and I don't know who, he's got kids or whatever, sitting down on the sofa, looking them dead in the eyeballs and saying, okay, if y'all want to have a relationship, you can't understand why I'm upset. I would like to talk about it one more good time and get the truth this time. Mm-hmm. When did y'all's relationship start?
Unfortunately, I fear that I would give them an ultimatum.
Like,
If
tell me the
you
truth
do not
right
tell
now,
me
I'm
the
never gonna speak
truth,
to you again.
you will never speak to me again.
Right.
But then again, like, I've done that with friends, and so it's like been easy. It's like from whatever. But then it's like your mom. That's way heavier. There's so many more layers. It's your mother. I mean, oh my gosh, I cannot imagine.
But our advice is one more solid conversation.
My advice is one more solid
She
conversation.
needs to know what's at stake.
And questions. Just asking her, like, how she like, Mom, and just trying, like, even if you get emotional, like, really have her try to feel what you've been feeling. It's my Brice advice. And I love you. And I've already been praying over you because I read this a couple days ago. So just know you've got some prayer warriors over here.
Yes, you do. We're going to cover you in prayer at the end of the episode.
What have you got, Kaylee?
So, morning. I'm currently 25 and live with my best friend of 17 years. She's been dating my brother for 3 years, and honestly, they're a perfect couple. I've been dating my boyfriend for a little over a year, but lately things have been strained, and I think I'm ready to end the relationship. Okay, period. My best friend and I work long hours as nurses, but we still make time to enjoy life. My brother has a key to our home, which my best friend and I agreed on because he owns a doggy daycare. He picks up our puppies during the day and takes them with him. He's also over at our place quite often. If anyone knows my brother and me personally, they would know that we are extremely close. So his visits to our home aren't anything out of the ordinary, especially since he and my best friend are dating. Our mom passed away last month. I had been diagnosed with anxiety and depression before her passing, but it worsened afterward. When my brother stops by in the mornings to pick up the dogs, he also checks on me to see if I need anything, and we say a quick prayer together before we both head to work. When my mom passed, I didn't attend the funeral. My heart was already broken, and I couldn't bear to see her in a casket. I asked my brother to sit with me during that time so I wouldn't be alone, and his response was, "You're being selfish for not going to your mother's funeral." I didn't know how to respond, so I didn't. My best friend offered to stay home with me, but I knew she wanted to be with my brother at the funeral. She also loved my mom like her own, so I didn't want to keep her from going. After the funeral, my best friend came home and my brother and his friends came over. They all brought me a rose from the funeral, and we just hung out like we did when we were younger. It brought me comfort to my heart and felt like old times. The next day, my boyfriend came over and was caught off guard by the roses. He asked who gave them to me, and when I explained where they came from, he said he wanted to ask my brother himself to verify, as if he thought I was lying. Again, his words hurt my feelings, and I asked him to leave. As he was walking out, he purposefully knocked over the vase with the roses in it and said he was done with our relationship. He also claimed that I wasn't spending enough time with him. I tried to explain that I was dealing with my mom's illness and passing, but he didn't seem to care. From mid-March to early April, we had little to no communication, which I was fine with. I needed space to process everything that had happened and needed time for whatever he was dealing with. We're in the home stretch. In early April, he asked to come over to talk. I agreed, but I was running errands at the time and told him to meet me at my house in an hour. He claimed he didn't see that part of the text and just headed over anyway. When he arrived, he saw my brother leaving and tried to go inside, but my brother told him no one was home. My boyfriend got frustrated and asked why my brother was there if my best friend and I weren't. My brother explained that he had a key and was just dropping something off for his girlfriend. This made my boyfriend upset. When I arrived, he started questioning why my brother has a key to my house, and he doesn't. I tried to explain why my brother has one, but he wouldn't listen. He demanded that he get a key immediately. I said no, and that only made him angrier. He called me selfish again, but also said that he wanted our relationship to work. My question is, should I try to find some common ground and work things out, or should I just let the relationship go? I do have love for him, but I feel like there's a deeper issue within him that he needs to address.
Jail freaking prison.
Jail freaking prison. I'm scared this man's going to come bust through your front door one night. Say,
Jail freaking prison.
told you to give me a key. Like, I'm scared of him. He's entitled.
I just, with every
Why
one
is
of
he
these, I want to
acting
be like, what do they look like? I know I say this every episode. Send me a picture. What does he
Me
look like?
too.
I just feel like he has like intense facial hair.
You're being so judgmental.
Kaylee, you know I just love to put like
You
a
just
name
like
with
to put a face with a name.
Well, I
This
guess
is how I
more like a
feel.
face with a story.
In the very first paragraph of the relationship, before the rest of the disgusting hoopla that he participated in, you said, and I quote, "I think I'm ready to end the relationship." Period. I think you are too.
So okay, so you
I
need
think
no more
I'm ready to
convincing.
end the relationship. Yeah. He's crazy. Asking your brother why your brother has a key to your house and he doesn't.
Does this man's have siblings? Because if so, I feel like he's like participating in incest. He seems like threatened by your brother, and he's like, I think he's projecting. Like,
Oh my God,
if he-
Bethia, that was a really crazy thing to say. It was a really crazy thing to say.
Okay, Kaylee, though, but listen.
No, why are
you're
you threatened by the
your
brother?
brother. So
Yeah.
what do you do at home?
Mm-hmm.
Or so what have you done?
Right.
That's nuts. I don't care how crazy that was. This man's crazy. Jail freaking prison.
Agree. I think you need to end it. I think you just need to say, look, you know where my headspace have been. I've not been in a good place, and I'm sorry, but you haven't made it any better.
I'm sorry. Delete that. Just like
Backspace,
LIKE.
backspace. I've been in a really hard place.
You
know
nothing to be
that,
sorry for.
and you haven't made anything better for me. And as my partner, my future long-term forever future husband, I would want you to console me in times like this, and you're only making things more stressful, hurtful. I mean, knocking over the roses was crazy work.
I want to feel like you're my safe space, and you're giving me lots of anxiety. You're the opposite of my safe space. You scare me. Your actions have rattled me.
He's not going to take any of this well. I think your brother needs to have the house on lock.
He doesn't need a key
I'm a
to
little
your
bit
house.
scared of this.
Why does he
person,
need a
but
key to your
does not need
house?
a key to your house.
He doesn't live there.
It's over.
He doesn't keep any of his stuff there.
He just needs to be there when you're there. He doesn't need a key to your house. Crazy pants.
No, jail, freaking prison.
Oh, that was another thing that I kept saying and I wanted to call myself out on. Last app, I think this is when we were addressing the 38-year-old ex-military man and the 24-year-old girlfriend. I just kept saying, that's crazy. No, this is crazy. This is so crazy.
Well, it was.
I've done better about not saying that so much because that was actually so crazy. But I just wanted to make note of
what you're
needed
working
to
on?
bring substance to the table.
Yeah.
And not just, that's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll be having our nose buried in dictionary books this week, learning some new vocab.
Because we have to omit Like.
Mm-hmm. And that's so crazy.
And that's so crazy. But it's over.
Also, I'm just loving the tea
life.
and truly enjoying all the juice here. If anyone is listening and feels like you can add to this lore at Brice Advice and you have something like so insane, even if it's past tense, I just kind of want to like hear about it and talk about it. Email us at yourpudcast@gmail.com.
Entertaining. It's real life. And, we can always offer sound advice, even if it's
of course.
Crazy. Yeah.
Jail, freaking prison for this guy. Have you got the third one or do I?
You do.
Perfect. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just scrolled past my progress pictures. That gave me a chill. Hey, girlies. First off, I just wanted to say, oh, you're so sweet. You were giving a little compliment. So here's the sitch. You were just saying that you love the podcast. Love you. My boyfriend and I started dating a little over a year ago, and we met at school. He ended up graduating and moving back home, which is 2 hours from school and 5 hours from where my hometown is. We have done long distance for practically a year now, but majority of it we have been only 2 hours apart, so it hasn't been too bad. He does work full-time right now and long shifts that go late into the night, and I only work part-time right now at school, so I often have more free time than him. With this, I often travel to him on his days off. Now, the thing is, in May, I will be moving back home and I have a full-time job offer. This means we will both be working full-time with different days off during the week and 5 hours apart. My boyfriend expressed to me recently, after seeing me this past week, that he does not see how our relationship will work when I move home. We will have little time to see each other, and there is no end to long distance in sight. There is seriously nothing wrong with our relationship in my eyes. We have never fought. He is so caring, and his family has always invited me into their home. I can see him as my forever partner. With all of this, we are still together right now, but it hurts my heart so bad to think that we may break up just because our job locations did not align. He is a great boyfriend, and I don't want to just give up on us after a year. I said that we both need to make sacrifices, and if we both want to be together, then we should look at jobs that are in the same location. He is also not very willing to move to my hometown because he feels like then he is giving up the life/job he has built. But when I mention moving to him, he sees it as me giving up my career for him. But that isn't it. I just want a job near him so we can be, had to swipe, so we can be together and fix the problem in our relationship, which is the distance. So distance is the problem in the relationship. Right now, though, I do not have a job offer any closer to him. I kind of feel like I am more willing to make sacrifices than he is in order to stay together. I just don't know what to do. If neither of us ever move, then we will never be in the same area. I don't want to give up on something just due to work. Life seems too short for that. Please, if you have any advice, send it my way. Right.
I want to say I agree.
I agree with everyone.
Life is too short to just not make someone work if this is your soulmate.
But life is also too short to be with someone that isn't trying to make it work. Mm-hmm. If he sees you trying to move to his area as you giving up on yourself and your dreams and moving for him.
It could be one of those situations where you break up and the reason is it just didn't make sense or we just couldn't make it work. Mm-hmm. Because you might not want to just totally make it work. If you want to move back to your hometown, do it. That's what's going to make you happy. If you're going to sacrifice all of your happiness for what makes him happy, and then he's telling you, well, no, I don't want you to give up on everything, blah, 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 then it just might not be.
I would say
right now.
Right. And it can always just be for right now. Like nobody ever said it, like it's over. You could always just see how it goes. Of course you can just see how it goes with y'all living so far apart and doing everything so far apart.
But I want him to be putting in the maximum effort that you are.
Well, that's what I'm saying is have a very open and honest conversation and say like, are you just trying to let me down easy? Or do you truly feel like you do not want to be in this relationship anymore? Put everything else aside. Let's just focus on the relationship. Like, do you see me in your future? Like, how do you feel about me? Like, I know the jobs are what they are, but also those can change. Like, things happen. Like, an opportunity might come up a month, 2 months, 3 months from now. Like, you can survive 30, 60, 90 days. You know what I'm saying? Ask him how he truly feels about the relationship in itself, because we know how you feel about it. You're like, oh, our relationship is great. There's no problems. Like, this is who I want to be with. This is my forever. That's what y'all need to figure out. And then if it's like, you know, he says, I don't think that I really see this, but aside from the job thing, like, this has been really fun. We've had a great year, but I'm not sure you're in my future. That's when you clear your throat and you say, Miriam, I've been
100%.
saying Miriam to like every inconvenience here recently. I like rolled my ankle like 4 times in a row last Sunday morning getting ready for church. And it was like so crazy because it just kept happening. And every time I'd be like, period. And I was by myself, like saying period. And then
It's really good coping.
it's coping. And if you respond in a calm tone out loud,
Yep.
the situation is calm. It's just, I could have been like, ow, ow, ow. But then like that's
And then you would have got flustered and your body would heat it up. You'd have been so mad. You would have been projecting the anger onto me.
Yes.
Thank goodness you knew how to handle.
Of course. So that's my advice, is just to have a conversation strictly about the relationship, because obviously y'all both know the job situation, but just put that aside for like un moment. Okay. And then if he's like, no, like it really was just the job thing. Like it was just me trying to like work out the logistics and it was stressing me out. Like we're going to be so tired and like, I don't know how it's possibly going to work. Then that's when you start praying over a job opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And 6 months to a year of a little bit of distance between you guys, and prayer about moving closer and a job bringing you closer together. 6 months to a year is not a long time in the grand
No, like
scheme.
y'all can seriously do it.
Absolutely.
Like FaceTime. People do long distance for years. I believe in you guys if like y'all choose to believe in yourself.
Our neighbor doesn't even live with her husband, because she's in school and then he's in doing something.
He's in school. They're both in different schools.
Okay. So he comes and visits like on the weekends,
Yep.
or like maybe even just once every few weeks.
And they're married.
No,
they're literally married, and they do not live together because their jobs have them in 2 different places.
Just for right now.
Just for right now.
I think she is going to move back in with him maybe next year. But anyway, just using as an example, it happens. You're not the only one in the world.
Long distance can be successful.
If it's overwhelming for him, I think he just needs to have a conversation.
You just have to choose, like, are we going to make time for each other? Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
We need to get a good feel.
You need to get a good feel.
I love that.
Yeah.
And as always, I think all of you guys are going to be quite
All right.
We love you. Last week, I told you guys that we are accepting prayer requests. Someone wrote in and said that we should definitely have a segment, or let you guys know that you can write into our email, yourpudcast@gmail.com, any prayer requests, anything that is on your heart. And so we have a few, and I am going to pray over them. Are there any prayer requests on your heart?
I think you have them. Yep, you have them. Those are the 2. Seriously.
Are there any on your heart?
Oh my gosh, on my heart.
Yeah.
On Beth Ann's heart. Miss Beth. We had our shoot for the brand that we've been building, okay, for the past year. We had one studio shoot last Friday and it went really swell, but we're doing a lifestyle shoot now this coming weekend in Charleston. And so maybe just like, I don't have a specific prayer request or crest toothpaste, but request. But I just want to bring that to the Father, just like the brand in itself.
He knows our concerns. Okay. Let's talk to him. Lord, thank you so much for this morning. Thank you for waking us up. Thank you for this time that we have together to fellowship and to talk to all of our viewers and listeners. God, thank you so much for Easter Sunday and just what it means that you sent your son to die on a cross to save us for our sins, Lord, that you raised him back up 3 days later, and that we can have eternal life when we believe and trust in him. And just thank you so much for that promise. I thank you that we can rest in that. I pray, God, first for Abby, who wrote in about her mom who was just dealing with long-term COVID symptoms. She's just recently hurt her ankle and it's causing just a spiral of problems and her autoimmune disease. God, I pray that you would just put your healing hand on her, be with her mental health as well as they're both navigating the situation, be with her family as I know they are leaning on the people around them. Lord, I pray for Courtney's career with sonography. I pray that you would just guide her path, that she would seek you for direction. I pray that you would give her confidence to know that she can work hard toward this and she can accomplish these goals. I pray for all of our riders to Brice Advice, God, and that you would just comfort their hearts. For our Moomsy, whose mom has just made really questionable decisions, really hurtful decisions, I pray that you would be with her heart. I pray for all the girlies experiencing relationship problems where they just don't know if this is the man that you have for them, God, that you would just make it abundantly clear to them. I pray for a fabulous rest of our week, that you would have just provision over our photo shoot in Charleston, that we would have safe travels. I pray that you would just spark our creativity with things and that we can just totally reflect and depict your word and everything that you would have for us to showcase, God. We love you so much. We're so thankful for all that we have, for all that you've done. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Ameneth.
Never forget.
We love ya and Jesus saves ya.
Bye.